In this video, I'm going to be breaking down what happened today on Monday, March 6th on Euro USD. So I'm going to break down this, like exactly this price action, exactly what happened to the pip. And I know you guys are going to be able to understand it and pick up some knowledge from me. So I also did I did place on my story where price was going to pull back to and continue the sells from. It missed by like 4 pips, so the sell limit didn't activate, but everything else played out exactly. And you guys are going to see this right now. So first things first, my graph is naked right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark the highs and lows of days. If we're trading today Monday, the high and low of day is coming from Friday. So I'm going to mark that the highest and lowest point between Frankfurt and New York. This is the lowest point right here. So this is the low of day. Low of day, high of day right here. Highest point between Frankfurt and New York. So this is our high of day right here. And then how I told you guys, this is one previous day before we're trading. So we're trading Monday. The high of day is coming from Friday. And the previous high and previous low of day is coming from Thursday. So I'll mark this like this. Lowest point right here, previous low of day. And the highest point between Frankfurt and New York is going to be this point right here. Not the one I just marked. I just threw it down real quick. This is the highest point. Notice it's not this because the session hasn't started here. So here we go. Previous high of day. And then keeping in mind, let's go to the weekly. I know we're in a weekly supply, so let me mark this off for you guys. Notice how price just touched this weekly supply right here. Like that. I'll leave it like that. This wick is too big. But notice this previous contrary candle that gave us this push. You can see that is our supply right here. So keeping that in mind that we're coming from a supply, and also if we go to the daily, let me break this down for you guys. Notice how clean this looks. Notice how we have this head, this left head, and then the right shoulder, it could be forming right now. So we're going to have this break, possibly a pullback to this area, and then a continuation. The first targets that I do see for Euro USD are this area right here, this demand zone on the daily that created this push to the supply. And also if we go to the weekly, to the H1, this is the first target that I have for price, this area right here. I'm going to break this down very nicely for you guys, and you guys are going to understand this in just a second. So I want you guys to notice this. Okay, notice this right here. Let me take off the color so you guys can see it better. Notice how if we look to the left, we have this price right here, and it looks a little messy, right? But none of this is demand right here. We had a demand zone right here, this previous contrary candle that gave this push, but price touched it right here and then continued the move upwards. So this area is used. And I'm going to mark it just so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This candle right here, notice how price touched to the pip and then continued to the upside. So this area of demand zone is no longer valid. It's used already. So we have no demand or nothing stopping price to this new area of demand right here. And this area of interest as well. This is a broken order block. So this is another area that price could be. This is the first target, but this is the first main target right here, this area down here. So just keeping that in mind that we're coming from a weekly supply zone. We have a left head and right shoulder forming on the daily. And that on the H1, nothing is stopping price to down here. We are looking for sells. So keeping all this in mind, if we go to M5, I'm going to break down what happened last night and this morning. So first thing I notice, price right here creates a supply on M5. Creates a supply, breaks this low, pulls back into the supply, and continues the distribution to the downside. So you could see when pre-New York opened up, we had a pullback and created this M15 supply right here, which I mentioned in my story that I was waiting to take sells from, this area right here. And you can see that price broke to the downside, broke these lows, and pulled back and missed by less than 5 pips right here from activating our order. This would have been the entry point right here. It would have looked something like this. I don't hold my trades more than 1 to 4, so honestly this would have been the trade right here. But if you would have held, this would have been the trade right here. I literally posted this on my story. I said price is going to pull back to this area very likely and continue to the downside, with this being the first target down here on H1. I know I made it as simple as possible for you guys to understand. So just keep that in mind. We had this H1 targets right here. Nothing stopping price. Price creates this M5 supply. Price pulls back, creates this M15 supply in pre-New York, and then this would have been the perfect entry right here. I didn't chase price after, honestly. Like, I placed my sell limits, and if they don't activate, I don't chase price, but let's just break down where another entry could have been taken. Okay, so this was my sell limit right here. This is where I was anticipating to sell from. You would have noticed it would have been literally the perfect entry. New York opened up, pulled back. It would have been exactly to the pip, and then continued the distribution to our target. But since this sell limit didn't activate, let's just, for the hell of it, analyze where another entry could have been taken. I don't like really to do this because I didn't place an entry where I'm about to say. I like to break down trades that I actually take. That way I'm not just talking out of my ass. But I'm gonna do this for the sake of you guys, so you guys could see and analyze where maybe another trade could have been taken. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat, this obviously would have been premium entry right here, but since we missed that, this also would have been another entry. Another valid entry right here. But same thing, you can see that it didn't touch right here. You can see the price didn't touch right here. So honestly, no entry would have been taken today. Like, no bullshit. I missed this entry, and this is honestly the other entry that I would have probably taken, but this is out of my trading time at 11. But this looks valid. You see, we have the supply zone right here, breaking, creating this structure, like giving us this movement right here. I'm not gonna say breaking anything because the only thing we broke is these lows, but that's not really like breaking structure. We're already creating structure to the downside. So you can see that price literally pulled back almost exactly to this M1 supply, and that would have been another entry, another like valid entry. The only thing is that I trade from 8:30 to 11. So literally right here, I would have got off the graph, literally right before price touched this area. But that's also another entry that would have been valid. But yeah, that's pretty much just breaking down what happened today on Monday, and breaking down my entry that was literally anticipating to be from right here. But yeah, hopefully you guys can pick up some sauce from here. And if you have any questions or anything, just shoot me a DM, comment, and I'll definitely be more than happy to help. So see you guys on the next one.